Welcome, gamers, to the GAU Weekly Report. I am your host, RickityBeans Rubino, and I am here to bring you the latest and greatest news from the past week. Today is February 11th, 2014. Let's get into it. Let's start first off with some Microsoft news. Microsoft recently, there were some rumors on NeoGAF that their console, the Xbox One, would be dropping to $399. Unfortunately, Microsoft's response on Twitter was not to believe everything you read on the internet. So hopefully they're just trying to tease something and not let the cat out of the bag early, but you don't know. And kind of some other negative news, I hate to do this twice in a row, but Titanfall for the Xbox 360 is going to suffer a 2-week delay. The release date is going to be pushed back until March 25th, whereas the Xbox One and PC versions will come out on March 11th. Not that big of a deal. But we also have a plethora of other gaming news. Let's get into some PlayStation news. A recent report in Game Informer stated that the Order 1886 would in fact be running at 30 frames per second. This is okay. It's going to be 1080p. It's a third-person action game, so you don't really need to worry that much. But if gamers notice something, they'll definitely complain. In good news, though, Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends has just been announced its release date for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and PS Vita consoles. We will be seeing that game on March 25th. I'm looking forward to that. Dynasty Warriors is always a fun franchise. The DICE Awards happened on Friday, but nobody would know because Last of Us took home pretty much everything. Out of the 13 categories they were nominated for, they took away 10. That's a pretty big deal. They pretty much took away every category that they possibly could take it away from. And big shout out to the outstanding character performance from Ellie in The Last of Us. That was excellent. I'm sure Naughty Dog is extremely happy about this, and they might have to think about making a sequel. But a new PS Vita game has been announced. This is a current mobile game called Game Slugs, but the developer Orange Pixel recently put on the PlayStation blog that this game will be coming out sometime this month to your Vita. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll definitely let you know when it shows up. But there are more than just consoles in the world. There are lots of other games and systems like PCs and Macs and mobile games. So let's jump into all the other news. First, zombies have been removed from Rust. Now, people are like, whoa, why are they gone? It's not supposed to be DayZ. The developers said the game would change a lot. And actually, a lot of the players were moaning about these zombies. They don't like them. They're saying, take them out. So they finally did, and I think it's a better game for it. They said they made the wolves and bears more hostile towards you. But in new game announcements, this came out of nowhere. Sega announces Sonic Boom. It's going to have an accompanying TV show, a little cartoon show. The character designs are a lot different, a lot longer, a lot more older, I guess you could say, older. But it will be made on CryEngine 3, so it better be running in 60 frames per second, says John Carmack. But it also will not be replacing the old stories and retcon from the other Sega franchise. So don't worry about, Dr. Eggman and Dr. Robotnik can still be two separate people as far as I'm concerned. But The Verge.com actually was making claims this week that the game Flappy Bird, the iOS hit, has actually been making $50,000 a day in ad revenue. That is absurd, absolutely crazy. But the only problem is that 2 days ago, the creator put on Twitter, I am done with this. I am taking Flappy Birds down. He doesn't want any of the ridicule. He's tired of it. And as of Monday morning, Flappy Birds is gone. So don't delete it if you have it. And if you have it, you have a gem. It doesn't work on my Galaxy S4. Hopefully it works on your phone. But kind of is some other, I guess, bad news. This is really bad news. The World Cyber Games have announced that they're not running tournaments in 2014. We don't know if they're gone for good. We hope they're not gone for good, but it's not looking good right now. In the opposite spectrum, we have great news for PC gamers. The new game South Park Stick of Truth, highly anticipated and much awaited, will not be using Ubisoft's Uplay. Nobody likes Uplay, so we're happy. Lionsgate is going to be running a StarCraft tournament to promote the Ender's Game Blu-ray release. This StarCraft tournament is going to have a pot of $25,000, which is quite substantial, and should really boast the sales of the movie, but I just don't see the two having anything in common. I haven't seen the movie yet, though, so you can say shame on me. Further news, EverQuest Next Landmark has entered its closed beta. This is really exciting. It looks really cool. It's a blend between EverQuest and kind of Minecraft. There was an NDA on the game. Turns out, one day later, all over social media, they were saying the NDA is lifted. Talk about the game all you want. Do whatever you want. A great thing to hear. It means they're not afraid of their game. The game looks awesome. Definitely keep this one on your radar. Gamers R Us will have you up to date and informed on everything that's happening in EverQuest Next, as well as EverQuest Next Landmark. In final news, the Witcher 3 gameplay designers from former CD Projekt Red gameplay developers, they actually are moving on to a new team. They're going to be working on 11-Bit Studios, which is supposed to be a mobile kind of indie platform. It's okay. As long as the game's over and they did their job, I don't see any reason why they should feel free to move on. The Witcher franchise, for all we know, it might be over. But that is all the news we have for you this week. Make sure you check in next week to fill back in on the news, because I know you guys can't keep up with all this stuff. I barely can. But I am your host, Eric RickityBeans Rubino, and I'm from GamersRUs.com. Make sure you like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, GAU Studios.